Meet Fanny Kaplan, the woman who shot Lenin. Fanny Kaplan was born into a Ukrainian Jewish family in 1890. As one of 8 children, she was born into a turbulent period of the Russian Empire. At the time, Russia was struggling to keep up with the other great powers of Europe and was beset by internal strife. So it should come as no surprise that Kaplan became a revolutionary herself from a young age. Little is known about Kaplan's background, with particular confusion over her family name. For example, some historians claim that her original family name was Reutemann. Others claim that her original first name was Feiger. To complicate matters further, Kaplan was also known by the given name Dora. Regardless of the truth, Kaplan began her career as a revolutionary when moved away from home to the southern Ukrainian city of Odessa, which was then part of the Russian Empire. She formally joined the Social Revolutionaries anarchist group based in Kiev at the tender age of 16. Her first brush with the law would come after a plot to assassinate the governor of Kiev in 1906. According to the sources we have available, she was captured when the bomb she had planted alongside an unnamed romantic partner exploded prematurely. The failed assassination attempt would result in her arrest and trial. But Kaplan's age worked for her this time. If she had been older, she would have almost certainly received the death penalty, and her story would come to an end. But as a youth, she was instead sentenced to eternal penal servitude, which was code for a life sentence of hard labor. Like other captured revolutionaries of the time, she would be sent to the prison camps of Siberia. It was here that she would lose her eyesight nearly to the point of blindness. To make things worse, her entire family emigrated to America in 1911, abandoning Kaplan to her fate. They wouldn't hear from her again until the February Revolution of 1917. Despite her blindness, her eyesight would be partially restored, but she would suffer from severe headaches and periods of temporary blindness for the rest of her life. Even with the harsh conditions and medical problems she endured during 11 years of Siberian imprisonment, she survived. And the 1917 February Revolution saw the announcement of a general amnesty for people like Kaplan. Alongside thousands of other political prisoners, Kaplan was released on March 3, 1917. After the downfall of the Tsar, Kaplan made her way west to the new capital of the brand new Soviet Union, Moscow. Upon her arrival, she quickly became a member of the Socialist Revolutionary Party. It's important to mention that although a far-left revolutionary, Kaplan was not a Bolshevik. As a member of the Socialist Revolutionary Party, she and her colleagues expected to share power with the Bolsheviks after the revolution. In January 1918, this appeared to be the case, as the Constituent Assembly consisted of a grand coalition of far-left revolutionaries. However, the arrangement quickly fell apart when Lenin had it dissolved, as a result of them rejecting most of his suggestions and electing a socialist revolutionary as president. In response, Kaplan's party plotted to weaken the power of the Bolsheviks, which included targeting their leader Lenin. Kaplan herself agreed with the move, now seeing Lenin as an enemy of the new system the revolution had put in place. Her views were further reinforced by August 1918, as the Bolsheviks had outlawed most other political parties. This included the left socialist revolutionaries following a failed rebellion the previous month. Kaplan now considered Lenin a traitor to the revolution. That same month, Lenin was speaking to workers at the Hammer and Sickle arms factory in Moscow. As Lenin left the building, Kaplan called out and fired 3 shots at him with her pistol. One bullet passed harmlessly through Lenin's coat, the second hit his left lung, and the other stuck in his left shoulder. Supposedly, the bullets were coated in a neurotoxin, but the heat of the pistol would have destroyed it before hitting Lenin. Although he survived, he never fully recovered, with historians believing this attempt on his life contributed to his death in 1924. Kaplan herself was captured at the scene as intended. Witnesses reported her carrying a revolver, and that was enough to seal her fate, even though the weapon was never recovered. She was taken away for interrogation by the Cheka, Russia's then secret police force, but Kaplan gave them nothing. In a quote from official government records of the time, Kaplan said, "Today I shot at Lenin. I did it on my own. I will not say from whom I obtained my revolver. I will give no details. I had resolved to kill Lenin long ago. I consider him a traitor to the revolution." When it became clear that Kaplan would not give up any names, she was executed on September 3, 1918, with a bullet to the back of the head. Large trucks were used to drown out the noise. Her body was then unceremoniously dumped into a barrel and burned under orders to leave no trace. However, many argue that Kaplan wasn't the one who fired the shots. None of the witnesses present reported seeing who fired at Lenin. Many question whether the party would have assigned her such an important mission to assassinate Lenin. Others state that her comrades at the scene carried out the order, with Kaplan being nothing but a distraction. And more figures point to the fact that the bullet removed from Lenin's neck 4 years later didn't match Kaplan's revolver. Either way, the Bolsheviks credited Kaplan with the assassination attempt. It was enough to create a groundswell of sympathy for the Bolsheviks at a delicate time, resulting in the Red Terror 24 hours after Kaplan's execution. As many as 200,000 people would die in this first major Soviet atrocity. Whatever you think the truth is, Kaplan's legacy has been assured. Her story would later be retold in the 2016 film My Grandmother Fanny Kaplan, which focuses on the 10 missing pages from her case. So there we have it. If you have any comments, criticisms, or corrections, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.